Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bandit channel. I am Hazel and I am going to share with you today one of the 3 people that has really seriously changed my life in the last 2 months. Now you may be wondering what on earth could possibly have made such a difference in such a short space of time. Bear with me, I will explain it to you. It all began last year, very end of last year. It was November, and November, as some of you will know, is National Novel Writing Month, and I've been looking forward to it all year. I was so excited. I had my novel planned down to the finest detail. I was really looking forward to getting stuck into writing it. This is the next in my series, so I've got a lot of people waiting on it, and I was really looking forward to doing it. And I got 2 weeks into November and I just crashed. I mean, seriously crashed. I was exhausted from all the work I was doing. I was just phenomenally disappointed in my life, my business, my social life, my writing, every conceivable thing that I could be upset about, I was upset about. Now, bear in mind, this isn't new. I do have bipolar disorder, so moods like this come and go. I'm used to them now. But this one was a bit different because it wasn't so much that I was depressed. It was just that something had to give, and it did. And it came at the end of several years of just one thing after another. To kind of reach that realisation that you're working to death, to the point where you're completely exhausted and you are still not making enough money is just soul destroying. So it was a case of something had to give, and it did. And I just spent about 3 weeks in bed crying to be perfectly honest with you. And then I saw a post on Facebook from Claire Mitchell, who I had followed for about 2 years at that point, I think, and never really paid a great deal of attention to her because I didn't really think of myself as her client. So, her sort of client. I followed her because a client of mine had actually shown me her freebie and said, I want to make a freebie and I need it to be like this. So that was the only reason I was really following her. And then up popped this little picture of this. Now this is one of the 3 things that has changed my life in 2 months, and it's by the utterly amazing Leonie Dawson, who I have come to adore, because for one thing, she's completely crazy in a good way. She's one of these really creative types. She's a little bit of a hippie, she's a little bit of a fruitcake, but as you can no doubt gather, so I was immediately kind of drawn in by the sight of this little book, and it's called Creating Your Shining Year. And I don't know what it was, but the second I saw this, I thought I have to have that book. I thought that book is going to change my life. So I immediately ordered it, kind of clicking away. Oh, gotta have it. Went to bed, woke up the next morning and thought, why the hell did I buy that? What am I going to use that for? That's just a waste of money. Oh, you're always wasting money. You've not got any money. Panic. Can I cancel it? Should I cancel it? Oh, I can't cancel it. It's too late. La-di-da. Now I've just wasted a load of money. So it actually ended up making me feel worse until it arrived. And I started looking through it. And it's the prettiest thing in the world. It's so lovely. I will just show you a couple of the wonderful little pages. Look at this. Pages and pages of this with questions and boxes and things for you to fill in, and lovely little illustrations, which you've probably gathered by now. I'm all for the lovely little illustrations. And Leonie does all of her own. So these are all done by Leonie. This whole thing is Leonie's. And I worked through this book in one sitting. I went from start to finish all the way through, and it did two things for me. It made me realise, one, that the year I had just been through was crap. And I mean seriously crap. Personally, professionally, in any conceivable way possible. It's not the worst year I've had, trust me. It's far better than most, but it was still crap. And I thought, I don't want another year like that. I don't want 2015 to be yet another year of crapness for Hazel. I want it to be an amazing year. I want it to be the year, you know, everything takes off. And so that was the first thing I realised. And the second thing I realised, which you have to understand coming from the point of view of a person who has had serious depression, who has had periods where they have literally not wanted to continue living, and you know, I have tried to kill myself. So from that perspective, for me to come to this particular revelation was huge. I realised that I actually wanted a hell of a lot from life, and one of the exercises in here is to write down 100 things that you want to do next year. And it sounds like such a small thing, but once I started doing it, it was addictive. It was like, I want to do this. Yes, and I want to do that as well. And I started with silly little things, and then I got bigger and bigger and bigger, and ended up with, like, look, lovely little list here of 100 spaces to write your 100 things that you want to do with the year. And it never occurred to me that the simple act of writing down a list of things, like things that I wanted to do just for me, and it didn't matter whether I would ever do them, it didn't matter whether it was even possible for me to do them, just the act of writing them down made me get so excited at the prospect of what was then the next year. It's obviously now this year. So 100 things that I wanted to do, and I realised that there were things in life that I actually wanted to do, in my business and in my personal life, and I started doing them. It was very bizarre, actually. As soon as I started writing them down, I started to actually do them. I was like, right, well, if you want to do this, do it. What are you waiting for? Do it. And I did. So, that was the first of the 3 things that changed my life in 2 months. The second, and I have briefly mentioned her, but I will mention her in more detail in another video, is Claire Mitchell. But for now, I just wanted you to get a really good look at this, because this book, I swear to you, is amazing. It's not going to be for everybody, I will say that. It's a very specific style. You can tell by the cover and the illustrations that I've shown you. You know, that's what's in it. So if you don't like this sort of stuff, then you won't like the book, okay? But if you like this kind of lovely, beautifully coloured, hippie art, it's fab. And if you like having big bubbles to write in to answer questions about your life, questions about your business, and if you like to actually take a really good serious look at where you are and where you are going and where you want to end up in the end, it's definitely for you. Also, if you're the kind of person who has anything like this, I love coloured pens. I love stationery in general, but coloured pens are like my, I don't know, I just love them. So yes, what you need is you need a big pack of coloured pens like this, and you need one of these. And then you get yourself a big cup of coffee and you sit down. You make sure the dog is happy so he doesn't annoy you while you're doing this. Minor miracle if you can achieve that, if your dog's anything like mine. And you just work through it. Trust me, it's fabulous. So yes, this was step 1 in changing my life in 2 months. Step 2, I will bring to you in the next video. TTFN!